Hey everyone, I hope everyone's having a good weekend, good day. I wanted to talk about, basically, I wanted to talk about the women's evolution. I think that the idea is actually pretty good and it's bad in a way. How? Because number one, I mean, they're just catering to feminism, and two, they don't even use their women right. So how you gonna have a pay-per-view, an all women's pay per view in October, and you can't even use your women correctly? And also, they don't have enough women there to fill the void. So I don't know how they're gonna pull this off. But there are some people saying that they're not gonna watch it. There are people who are actually ranting about it and stuff like that. The women in the main roster is a joke. They're a joke. I mean, how you gonna have an all women's pay per view and you can't even get your women right? You have Alexa Bliss as your Raw Women's Champion and Carmella as your SmackDown Women's Champion, and they both suck. But what's so great about the women on Raw? You have, let's see, Bailey and Sasha and going to therapy, getting the Team Hell No treatment. Nia Jax sucks. I don't know what groups they have. The what's it called, the Riot Squad, and whatever other group there is. And then on SmackDown, you also have the Iconics, which they suck. You know, and an all women's pay per view makes you want to laugh. An all women's pay per view, what a joke. I mean, it's like I said, just catering to feminism. That's all it is. I mean, I'm all for equality, but this is stupid. And the name is just so unoriginal. Women's evolution. It just basically just basically replace divas with women's, and replace revolution by taking the R out, and that's basically what you have. It's just nothing but a Divas Revolution 2.0 all over again. Now, if Triple H did it, it would be a success. But if it's on the main roster and Vince do it, or Stephanie does it, it's just gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a real mess. I mean, and you also have Evan Moon on Raw, and they're not really doing much with her. I mean, they've done not much with her since she moved to the main roster. Asuka is being misused, beyond misused. I mean, it made no sense. It's pointless for her to have won the Royal Rumble because she still lost and she still went downhill from there. And the same thing now with Ember Moon. Ember Moon is in that same exact spot too. So it's really dumb to have a women's, basically, I'm just gonna call it a Divas Revolution, because that's basically what it still is, a Divas Revolution 2.0, and you don't have your women together. Oh yeah, and I also heard rumors that there was supposed to be a women's tag team belt. I mean, isn't there enough women's matches on Raw and on SmackDown as it is? And people have to sit through that nauseating women's matches all the time. And now they want to bring a tag team division. They're barely doing anything with the tag team division, the men's tag team divisions on Raw and on SmackDown. The tag team division sucks. The women's division sucks on both shows. You know? But I am hoping that Becky Lynch beats Carmella for the SmackDown Women's title, because Carmella has been a joke of a champion since she won the Money in the Bank. She's been a joke, and then she wins the belt. People are actually rooting for her. I was like, why? Why are people rooting for her? And they've done nothing with her. They basically had her job out. They took her off television. They barely even built her up. So what is the whole point for her to be champion? the saving grace is that James Ellsworth is no longer there. That's good. As far as Alexa Bliss, she wins Money in the Bank and she cashes in on Nia Jax. Also, that's another thing about Nia Jax. She's supposed to be this giant, supposed to be destroying anywhere in her path. They should have made her into like a female Braun Strowman, but instead, she's cutting these promos, crying, talking about, oh, yeah, see all the hard work and bullying and all this other pointless garbage. All this other pointless garbage. Anyway, I'm not watching the all women's pay-per-view. I'm not watching that. It's supposed to bring back Beth Phoenix, Trish Stratus, Lita, and so on and so forth. I'm not too sure who else they're gonna bring, but anyway, I just don't care for it. Also, too, I don't care for SummerSlam. They're gonna put Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar again. Ooh, don't care for that. Let's see. I am interested in AJ Styles. I forgot the guy's name that he's supposed to be facing at SummerSlam. I'm interested in that. But it's just too bad that they're not gonna put it last. They're just gonna put it in the beginning or the middle, but they're not gonna put it last. They're gonna save the last for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. It is so boring. It is so boring. I mean, they fought at WrestleMania. They fought at the lamest Royal Rumble. But that, I like I said before, that spear through the cage door was awesome. Otherwise than that, I just didn't care for that match. I didn't care for their matches, actually. And I heard something JD from New York was saying that Brock Lesnar did not want to face Roman Reigns one-on-one again. And honestly, I don't blame Brock Lesnar because nobody wants to see that match anyway. And this is basically just WWE's tiresome attempt, again, to get this guy over, to get Roman Reigns over, when actually he's not over. He's not even close to being over. Well, he's over, but not in a good way. Over to where people don't want to see him anymore. But he's not over like as The Rock got over, or like Hulk Hogan got over when he turned heel in WCW, or John Cena got over when he had his Dr. Thuganomics gimmick. He's not over. The fans boo him every week. One thing I am going to give John Cena credit for, even though I don't like the guy anymore, is that at least John Cena gets a mixed reaction as opposed to Roman Reigns, who gets booed because the fans do not want to see him. There's nothing really special about him. The only reason why he's actually getting the treatment that he's getting, number one, is because of his physique. Number two, because he's related to The Rock. It's just The Rock is much more better talent than he is. As a matter of fact, his cousins, the Usos, are better talents than he is. And number three, they're trying to make him into the next John Cena. Yeah, right. I mean, like I said before, John Cena gets mixed reactions. Roman Reigns gets booed all over every time. This is just WWE's tiresome attempt to try to force feed the fans Roman Reigns again and again and again and again and again. Oh, Vince will probably say, hey, it's a bad town. Maybe they'll have better next week or next pay-per-view. No. The fans do not accept Roman Reigns. The best thing for him to do is turn heel or leave. Those are two best options. As far as SummerSlam as a whole, not going to bother watching it. The U.S. title means nothing. It lost its value a long time ago. And that's what I've noticed. The Miz and Daniel Bryan could be turned out to be interesting. Let's see what else. Like I said, I don't want to see Roman versus Brock. Tag team matches don't really care for because the belts are worthless. The division is worthless. I'm looking more towards NXT TakeOver. Brooklyn than I am towards SummerSlam. Matter of fact, I consider NXT Takeover Brooklyn to be the real, the real SummerSlam. And like last year, it's going to outshine SummerSlam again for 2 years in a row. Even Slammiversary looked better than SummerSlam's turning out to be. For real. I mean, SmackDown. At least SmackDown is having put on some decent shows, and I do mean decent. I don't mean like good, and I don't mean bad, but decent. It's like halfway there, at that halfway mark. Raw is just pathetic every week. 3 hours of absolute garbage every week. People actually want to see Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Nobody wants to see Roman Reigns again. He's an epic fail. Epic fail. Just like that Divas Revolution 2.0 is going to be an epic fail. You know, I'm not looking forward to that. The only thing that I look forward to is basically NXT TakeOver and 205 Live. And I'm also starting to dig Impact again. I watch Lucha Underground here and there. But yeah, I am starting to dig Impact again because I think Raw is supposed to be the flagship show. No, NXT is the flagship show, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm just giving my opinion, just giving my thoughts about bummerslam, about the Divas Revolution 2.0, and so on and so forth. Alright, well, I hope you have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. It's really nice. And more videos to come soon. Alright? Peace.